Sunderland against Hull. I end up feeling quite disappointed after that result, partially because I'd predicted a home 2-1 win, but I'd done so because I sort of felt that we might raise our game a bit, having had a week back from after the Northampton game and the disruption through COVID. We definitely played better second half, but still so much missing in the team that it's hard not to feel that we're still not playing, on my belief, still not playing to potential. Clearly the Burge injury made a massive difference in the first half. I don't like Wilkes. I think he's got a bit of a nasty side to him, and although I'm sure he'd deny it, he could have just hurdled over Burge, but he's caught him with his foot, and it's affected Burge. He should have been taken off at that time. I don't think there's any doubt about that. The ball came across. I think he was conscious of players moving in from his right, probably conscious of the height of the ball, because I know goalkeepers are sort of taught about hand position depending on whether the ball is above their chest or not, and it was kind of just on the cusp of that. But anyway, I'm making excuses for him. Clearly 1-0. I was very pleased with the goal we got back. Quick thinking by Grant, great ball in, quite a clever ball from Diamond, and McGeady timed his run really well. That apart, I think it's pretty evident what our problem is. The ball just doesn't stick, and we haven't got enough of a threat when it gets into the area. Quite noticeable in the second half that White started to tire. I'm not quite sure why, because he doesn't do anywhere near enough running for my liking. And then when Graham came on, we were trying even harder to get the ball to stick, playing some balls in to the edge of the area, and it wasn't Graham that was getting on the end of them. It was Gooch. That's where our problem is. I know we're on the cusp of signing Winchester from Forest Green, but we need a striker. If we get a striker, we've still got a chance this season. But that's my usual weekly moan about our strikers. Apart from that, Sanderson didn't convince me tonight. In fact, the defence didn't as a whole. I don't know whether McLaughlin's still feeling the effects of COVID, and that's why he was taken off, but he had a very cautious first half. And I'm not quite sure about Fadzine either, although he didn't make a great block from Wilkes towards the end. I think we can all probably put that down to a decent result against a good team, and it was an enjoyable game to watch, but it hasn't been the case in so many matches this season. So a bit deflated, accept the 1-1, but as Johnson has just said, next week's starting to look like a must-win game against Wimbledon, and we've then got a series of games coming up, the likes of Plymouth, Shrewsbury. We've running out of excuses at that point. We've only won 1 in 9, and we've had 3 draws in a row now. If we're going to do anything this season, we need a striker, and we need to start picking up points this month, and then we'll see where we go from there. But glad I didn't have any money on that result, because I put for a win, because I couldn't believe we were going to get another 1-1. But there you go.
Well, we started the game today, definitely second best, and Hull, after their goal, Burge, I don't know if he was affected by that eye injury, but they should have obviously had another 2 goals. Tom Aves, I was just pleased he just went off, because he missed 2 chances really he should have put away. But we came back into the game, well worked free kick with a Jack Diamond cross, and then the unlikely figure of Aidan McGeady putting it in the back of the net with his head. And again, it was the main problem is we attack, but there's no end product, and throughout, and he changed the personnel, which he did, to try and keep us attacking, move things around with Max Power moving more forward, but we just seemed to peter out, and run out of ideas, and they could have actually got it in the end. I mean, it was Wilkes, the one that left his boot in with Burge early in the game. I mean, he should have done better. But then again, McFadden did get in the way and deflected it a bit. And I mean, it's definitely pace we need, and hopefully the names that have been banded around are the guys that are going to bring us pace, and a striker is much needed, I think. I mean, Charlie White today was first half was anonymous, and I mean, if we're going to go anywhere this season, we've really got to get that sorted out. And of course, Danny Graham, he's not the answer, and I think Johnson himself thinks that. So we move on to the next game next weekend.
Well, very disappointing, very frustrating. Just didn't create enough really, and that's the best way to sum up the match. I mean, in the end, a draw was probably a fair result, but for me, Hull City looked far more dangerous going forward than what we did. They had more chances. I mean, we did score a good from our point of view, it was a good goal, but from a whole point of view, it was a bad goal. I mean, we conceded a poor goal, like the mistake by Lee Burge, but realistically, should he have been on the pitch, and that should he have been taken off then? Possibly. Well, I think so anyway, but poor goal we conceded. I mean, from our point of view, like I says, I think the McGeady goal was good. Nice quick, free kick by Ledbetter. Diamond with a hopeful ball back in, but basically keeping the ball in play, and then McGeady with a fabulous header. It was a really good header, but aside from Wyke missing us kind of sitter in the second half and a Diamond cross that nearly went in, we didn't create enough. We were too slow on the ball, we're slow going forward. Just lack of creativity in that's really hurting us, and we're not winning games. That's a problem, and that we're hard to beat, fair enough, and that I mean there's a reason. I mean somehow, despite I thought we were very sloppy defensively tonight, we are very sloppy defensively, but we're somehow the best defense. Got the best defensive record of the league somehow, but we were lucky at times not to get punished, and a point is better for Hull than it is for us. But we've got to start winning games soon, otherwise you might as well just forget about even getting top 6 at this rate, because we're just not winning games. There's no consistency. No, if you could get 3 points for drawing games, then great, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough. But we're not going to do much in the window. Obviously, Carl Winchester's very close in that, but that's a gamble on a League 2 player, and then we're just going to be looking at loanies and that from the Premier League. So there's not really that much hope, really, and just have to hope that Lee Johnson can actually work his magic and actually prove he is the right man and try and get the best out of what he's got. That's all we can hope for. Otherwise, it's going to be a 4th season in League 1. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Very disappointing, but I guess we've got to somehow keep the faith, but it's just very frustrating, very annoying. Catch you later.